What's up, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries of all ages? Wait, sorry, that's the wrong stream. I mean, what's up, bottom feeders? That's right. Sorry, I'm getting into the character creation mood because we're doing RPG character creation today in a RPG that I know and love decently, called Monster of the Week. You may have heard of it if you are a fan of the Adventure Zone, Monster Hour, $2 creature feature, pest control, Red Gate and Wolf, shrimp and crits. That's a real good one for the most part. No offense, Ian. Uh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to call you out. Memester of the week. That's another real good one. Um, anyway, yeah. Tabletop RP. Where's my desktop? There's my desktop. My desktop was missing, guys. I just need to get you. You're fine. Whatever. Belrose. Yes, you're going to. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to exhaust all of the other options before I get to it, but I might just have to make you the monstrous. Like, I really want to avoid using the monstrous playbook if possible, because I feel like it's a cop-out. But you are an interesting one in particular. So you might just end up being the monstrous. We'll see. The monstrous is cool though, because you literally are just playing a monster. I have made an Inkling from Splatoon in the monstrous playbook for Monster of the Week. It is incredibly versatile for non-human characters. Let's see. Where did I save my big old folder of... Also, hi, how you doing? Anyone in chat who doesn't know, Belrose is going to be one of the VTubers who we make a hunter out of. Did I put it? Is it in my downloads folder? It better not be in my downloads folder. My downloads folder is a mess. It's in my downloads folder. So, I am still a mess, as you can see. But, let me just make sure I've got everything I need pulled up here. I need to get back to the post itself. Also, I think my stream title is set wrong. Let me go fix that real quick as well. Because, yeah. And of course, right now, the internet takes this exact moment to stop being fast. I know that my stream is not taking up all my resources, so I don't know what the heck it's doing this to me. But I guess, you know, this is what I get. Media. You know, I was kind of surprised. I thought that you were going to be the last submission. I got one more at the literal last second. Anyway. Oh, there's my dashboard. Now, let me fix this because I am in the wrong category. We need to be in the tabletop RPGs category. And the stream should be titled Monster of the Week. Are you familiar with Powered by the Apocalypse tabletop RPGs? Like the concept of Powered by the Apocalypse or PBTA? Just out of curiosity. I think I'm set up now, so I can go ahead and... Boom. Desktop. Okay. Powered by the Apocalypse is a game... Really, it's a series of rules that have been built off the design philosophy and sometimes literally just ripping rules and concepts wholesale from a tabletop RPG called Apocalypse World. Apocalypse World is an interesting kind of, I don't necessarily want to say narrative first because that's wrong, but it has a heavier narrative focus. It puts a lot more control over world building and like world management in the player's hands, and then it makes doing that really, really easy. So like you get to just decide as a player massive things about the world in most Powered by the Apocalypse games, including like what is it? There's one called Fellowship, which is, you guessed it, based on Lord of the Rings, where you kind of get to decide what all of the classes represent, because all the classes are tied to like an in-world faction. And so if you want to run a epic quest with your Fellowship where all squires are, I don't know, sense like anthropomorphic cat people who are just really, really good with horses, then you can do that. You can just say that's what all squires are, the order of squires in the world of your Fellowship game. They're all just sentient, like anthropomorphic cat people. You get to make that decision. Likewise, the way you build your character in Monster of the Week is very, very formative for how the world works. So, like, if you want to play as a monstrous character and you're, I don't know, a sentient plant, not picking on anyone in particular, obviously, but let's say that you are a sentient plant and you find a way to play as a sentient plant using one of the playbooks, probably the monstrous. Let's be real, it's probably the monstrous. But, that means that there is a species of sentient plant people in your Monster of the Week game. You've already made a massive world building decision just by making this specific character, right? And so you are making a massive decision. Now, you can declare, okay, well, I'm the only good one. I'm the only one that's actually friendly to humans. All the other ones are mean. Or maybe you're not even friendly to humans. It's just you're teaming up with some because you both agree that something else is worse, right? That's a potential thing. And then, like, your own, like, comrades, like your own species, could be a potential threat throughout the rest of the series to most of the other hunters. But a real cool thing is that you don't necessarily have to work as a crew all the time simply because of how moves work. Moves are basically a conversation of narrative control back and forth between the game master and the players. So the way the average move works is the game master makes their move, which game master moves are kind of sorted into two categories: hard moves and soft moves. And these are both storytelling purposes. They don't really exist to do anything. Like, the game master doesn't make any rules most of the time, unless they have a specific move that they've made for themselves that allows them to roll dice. You know, everyone needs some random chance, am I right? But yeah, it is really interesting. But so the game master moves all basically amount to, here's what is happening. There's a boulder rolling down the hill at you. What do you do? And then the player gets to move in reaction to whatever the scene setup is. So you could be like, okay, well, I'm going to Hulk smash that boulder because I've got... Yeah, it is cooperative storytelling. It is an interesting kind of mix between mechanical depth and just straight up cooperative improv storytelling that has really resonated with a lot of people, and there are genuinely thousands of Powered by the Apocalypse game hacks. I'm making a couple. Like, it's an easy system to kind of figure out the basics to. It takes some work. I think I'm finding it's taking some work to figure out how to build the exact experience that you want from a game. Because, like, I'm working on... Mine is a one-shot cheese heist that's supposed to take 4 hours to complete. So you really have to focus your moves that your players can do around, like, okay, what does that mean, right? Anyway, so I'm just going to go down my list here based on order of submission. So first off, we've got Goopy. This is Goopy VT. I'm also going to just shout people out here if I know their Twitch username. Not everyone on this list has a Twitch. Some of them have a YouTube account, which I'll probably just like link to the YouTube account in chat, you know. But Goopy is a... Oh, hey, thank you for the follow, Belrose. Goopy is a slime girl. She, if you watch her channel, you'll know she likes a lot of retro games. She plays RPG Maker stuff. She's, you know, also designed some RPG Maker games herself. But her concept is that she more or less ate a yeah. She more or less ate a casino, and now she runs the place. So she's got, you know, the kind of like casino, like showroom girl outfit, right? That's kind of her vibe. That's her theme. So I think I've already identified a couple that I think she could be, and I think I mentioned one of them to her here. Yeah, so this is kind of, I don't know if you know the TV show Angel. It was on in like the early 2000s. It was a spinoff of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But all I could really think of for her was someone like Lorne from Angel, from the later seasons of Angel. If you don't know the show, you do know it. So you know he's like this green dude, kind of a short guy, kind of gay vibes. Ran a bar for a while that was a safe haven for monsters. Like, it was magically protected to prevent monsters from fighting each other while in the bar. And so that's what I was thinking of while I was thinking of Goopy and her casino, right? Like, her motivation to hunt other monsters might just be, I need to defend my casino, right? That's my territory. But Lorne has some abilities that I don't think are a good fit. But there is a playbook that kind of fits Lorne's whole vibe. So I'm going to start, though... Where is it? There's one that's called, like... The Executive. Which... I'm not sure who the Executive is supposed to be based off of. They put a picture of Alec Baldwin's character from 30 Rock on here, but that's not a Monster of the Week show. So I don't know what the idea here is. But, and this is also, you know, an older version of the character sheet. So I'm just gonna look through here, look at the moves, and see if I kind of agree with that this is a thing that works for this. So decide the kind of company you work for. Company's goal: clean up internal messes, acquire supernatural resources, protect their consumers. I feel like this would be if we were to go with this playbook, and I'm not 100% sure this is the right fit. I think it would be protect the customers, right? You got to protect your customers. You got to protect your casino, your territory, right? So we've got whatever this is. When you deal with a company requesting help or gear or making excuses for a failure, roll plus sharp. Okay, this is a thing. This is a mandatory move in this playbook, which is, I'm not sure it fits. Because if Goopy ate the casino, right, she probably ate the management too. So it's not like there's anyone she actually has to answer to. And yet this move demands that you have a board of directors that you're supposed to answer to. Your shareholders, you know. So let's see. Looking through these moves, we've got what am I, a farmer? When you refuse to follow a course of action considered beneath you, mark experience. You can hire an assistant. How can we spin this? Market research. Useless as the winner of Olympics. You can berate someone instead of rolling to help out. Don't speak first when you manipulate someone. I think they misspelled reneging here, or reagenting. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, this is not a good fit. Is the point? So that's fine. That's fine. I had some other ideas. Where was it? Not the doomed. The doomed is like I don't think I'm gonna give anyone the doomed. It's a funny one, but it's also like, you know, this is just a guy who thinks that he's going to die soon. Travel. No, where is it? Spooktacular. This is the one that I think. How hard is it to make your own playbook, like from scratch? They have a template. I'm actually working on one based on Willow from season 1 of Buffy, because there's not like just a hacker playbook, and that was kind of Willow's role in the early seasons of Buffy before she learned magic. There's one playbook that has a hacking move, but it's more focused on playing like a hard-boiled detective type character. And so I am going to try and make my own, like, you know, computer geek kind of playbook. As for how hard it is, I've barely started. I've been working for the past few weeks on wrapping up projects that I have ongoing so that I can move all of my stuff over to a new workstation, because I just finished building a new computer. So that's what's been going on there. Anyway, this is the one that is really like just it's Lorne from Angel. This is the Spooktacular. Because I don't know if you remember, Lorne had a special ability in Angel where he could, if he heard you sing, he could see your future. And the Spooktacular has a move that's also on those lines. So the Spooktacular has like you have the show. And I feel like, you know, being a little bit into showmanship is a thing that would make sense for someone who runs a casino, right? So you spend a long time with a traveling show and get an ability based on its style. Are you still with them? If so, how do you balance work and monster hunting? If you left, why is that? I don't think that we are specifically a traveling show, but so your options are an infernal power, a big bad operated the show for evil purposes, magic and illusions, you can cast confounding spells, making money, you've got a lot of practice bamboozling folks. Okay, that's fitting for a casino. I love that this one's fillable. Evil Hat and Generic Games, the people who make and publish this game respectively, have spent a lot of time turning some like really good community playbooks into official playbooks. So, like, the Spooktacular has been in use for longer than it's been an official playbook for the Evil Hats Monster of the Week Revised Edition. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and Goopy VT, the Spooktacular. Let's see. Pick your show's specialties. Let's see. When you mess with someone, roll plus charm. On a 10 plus, they don't know what's going on, overlook something of your choice. On a 7 to 9, they still overlook something, but they're more angry than baffled. On a miss, you better run. You know, again, casino. I feel like that's fitting. So you get two spooktacular moves. Oh, and by the way, the basic moves, I don't know if I finished explaining this, but in Monster of the Week specifically, you have the moves manipulate someone, act under pressure, help out, investigate a mystery, read a bad situation, kick some ass, protect someone, or use magic. Now, there are actually a lot of other alternative weird moves, and I might actually pull those up here in a bit. Because use magic's fun, right? But it may not be fitting for every single character concept. So let's see. This is the thing that's like, this is what Lorne does. You can make a magical deal to fulfill a desire for someone else. The price is that they have to reveal to you a secret. The world then arranges itself to fulfill their desire, fitting the scale of the secret. Like, that's Lorne's whole thing. You sing for him, he can see into your future, right? That's the agreement that you come to when you go to Lorne. I don't know that it fits Goopy, but it's not a mandatory move, so we don't have to take it. So let's see. Put on a show. You can entertain people so they feel joy and forget their troubles. Say what you do and roll plus charm if it's pure performance, or plus weird if you add a pinch of magic. On a 10 plus, the audience is transported and happy. Troubles and trauma are eased in their minds for a good while. On a 7 to 9, pick one. The effect just lasts for a little while, or the regular time, but there's a ruckus when you're done. So, basically, that's kind of streaming, right? That's streaming. Goopy's a streamer, so we'll give her that one. Let's see, negligible price. You can make a magical deal. Oh, we already said that one. Easy going. You have a gift of being friendly and easy to chat to. When you try to make a good impression on someone you just met, roll plus charm. On a 10 plus, they treat you as a trustworthy and friendly acquaintance. On a 7-9, they open up more than usual, but still regard you as a stranger. Or on a 6 or less, they think you're playing them. That might, again, be a good one for a streamer. You know, it's kind of our job to be easygoing and easy to chat with, right? Well, some people's jobs. That's how some people do it. That's how I guess I would like to be. I don't know. I'm still working that out. I'm relatively new to this. Let's see. Old crew, I don't know about that. The game is fixed. When you use magic in a crowded and chaotic place, like a fairground, take +1 forward. I don't know that I'm giving Goopy use magic, so that's not necessarily a good one. I think, let's pay it backward. Give yourself or someone else an advantage on any roll. Roll 3 dice and select the best 2 for your result. Whenever you do this, the keeper gains 1 hold. The hold may be spent to give any hunter, but usually you, a disadvantage. Roll 3 dice and select the worst 2 instead. I think I'm going to go with easygoing. Put on a show and easygoing. Goofy's into that show. Goopy is into that showmanship. Being a streamer and a casino runner, you know, all that. You get 1 camp tool, 1 vehicle, 1 mystical item, and all of the paraphernalia. So you can have a pocket knife or a multi-tool. 1 harm, hand, useful, small. Oh, these are weapons. I get it. What do I think Goopy would most appreciate? Probably the baseball bat, right? Everyone wants a good baseball bat. Although she is a retro gamer, she might appreciate the crowbar. I don't know if she likes Half-Life. I should ask her. Hey, one moment. I wonder if she's online right now. If I hear back from her before we're done here, then we might do that. So for now I'm just gonna say crowbar, but if she says no, then I'll switch it to the baseball bat. You can have 1 vehicle. Motorcycle. They gotta have motorcycles just, on the showroom floor in this place, right? Everyone wants to think they can win it. Mystical item, pick 1. Ghost shades, sunglasses that can see into the spirit world. Really big plush dog. So somehow this came to life. It's kind of like a regular dog. Returning 100. Spend this $100 bill and it will come back in a day or so. Oh, that's useful. The Scamulet heats up whenever someone's running a scam on you. Or wizard tents. Warning, crappy on the outside, big and luxurious on the inside. I feel like it's got to be either the Scamulet or the returning $100 bill. Any thoughts? Right now I'm leaning Scamulet. Returning $100 bill? Okay. Yeah, that's real power. That is a really powerful one. Just it somehow finds its way back to you no matter what. To make your spooktacular, first pick a name, then follow the instructions in this playbook. So we already know our name. It's Goopy VT. This is, I think she's a she, her. So now we choose a look. Pick one from the list. Human, slightly inhuman. Well, let's see. One more. I don't need this. Do we think that this counts as slightly inhuman? I'm gonna guess yes. I think more like slightly human. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm just gonna say Slime Girl. Friendly face, guarded face, observant face, open face, weathered face, young face, or I think she looks pretty friendly. I think I'm just gonna, yeah, we're gonna highlight friendly. Why is that not in line with the, no, I don't wanna. There we go. That was weird. And then do we have fancy clothes, old clothes, stage costume? It's a stage costume. And then our ratings. So we get one of these. The basic math on the ratings is that it's supposed to add up to 3, I think, or add up to 2 if you have 2 positive. You can either have like 1, 3, and it adds, and the results have to add up to. I forget what the exact math is, but you can have 1 really good stat, and the rest are going to be okay to bad. So again, like just looking at the stats that we have here, charm means that you're good at manipulating someone. And as you can see, most of these put you at a starting charm of +2. So we can either have a charm of +2, a cool of -1. Cool is the act under pressure and help out move. We didn't pick the help out, the thing that would help with helping out, so I don't know that that matters, but I don't know. It may be a personality decision that we've made here, or a stat decision. But act under pressure is kind of, I hate these Empowered by the Apocalypse games, but act under pressure is kind of a catch-all move for moves that don't fit into another category. And the way that rolls work in Powered by the Apocalypse games is that you roll 2 6-sided dice. So you're not rolling like a d20 and getting your results from that. No, you roll 2 6-sided dice, and there are 3 possibilities for the result. And we can kind of look at some of these moves up here to see what I mean. So on a 10 plus on the 2d6 roll, then you get a great success. You achieve your goal with no complication. On a 7 to 9, you achieve your goal, but there's a complication. And then on a 6 or less, you do not achieve your goal. And on top of that, the game master gets to take a hard move against you. Basically just introduce some new issue to the scene that you have to deal with right away. And it could just be that you get hurt with no recourse. Like, they could invoke mechanics to make you, like, take damage or something as well. Depending on what it is, you know. If it doesn't make sense, then it should make sense for the situation, at least. But yeah, that's how it works, and that's kind of also how you get this. The philosophy of the moves is that you state what your goal is, and then you roll to see whether or not you achieve it. It's not you say like, oh, I swing my sword at my opponent, and if you succeed and get a critical hit, then your swing is more powerful. No, it's based on the intention of the move. So if you go in and like you shoot someone up real good with your gun on a kick some ass roll, but you're only hoping to knock them out, then that gets taken into consideration when you get your great success. Though this is not a character who has a lot of options for good tough. So we can either be really charming or kind of weird. Or we can be charming and weird. We just take 2 -1s. We're not smart and we're not tough, but we're weird and charming. I guess smart doesn't really weigh into it. It's more like sharp is how observant you are. And I actually think being observant is important to a casino manager, right? I kind of want to go with this set here. Charm +2, cool -1, sharp +1, tough 0, and weird +1. So maybe not good under pressure. Maybe not super useful in a fight. But charming and capable of doing some strange things. Now, I don't think I have this in here, so I'm going to go pull it up. Monster of the Week, alternate weird moves. Okay. Oh, this isn't the cheat sheet. Or, no, it is. There was a better cheat sheet for this at some point. Um, oh, I highly recommend listening to season 1 of Shrimp and Crits. If you're wanting to check out this game in action, Shrimp and Crits is a great place to start. In season 2, they're playing something called Iron Sworn, which is also, I think, supposed to be powered by the apocalypse, but it has a very different like mechanical resolution system, so it's not really the same. So the alternate weird moves are Empath, Illuminated, No Limits, Past Lives, Sensitive, Telekinesis, Trust Gut, or Weird Science, or use Magic. You know, if you're just like the regular old Monster of the Week before this expansion came out. Empath, when you open up your brain to a person who is right in front of you. That might be fitting for the type of character we're building. Illuminated, you become enlightened and sometimes receive information telepathically from the secret masters. I'm going to say no. That was like that one guy who gave Cordelia her powers, or I guess Cordelia with her powers in Angel. Sensitive. When you open up your brain to the local psychic environment. Not a fan of that one. Not for this character, at least. Trust your gut. When you consult your instincts about what to do next, roll weird. Note that your gut will point you somewhere important, but it does not care about your concerns right now. The current mystery is just one important thing amongst many for your hunter. So on a 10 or more, the keeper will tell you where you should go. Wherever it is, it will be important. On a 7 and 9, the keeper will tell you a general direction. On a 6 or less, your instincts lead you to danger. There's also advanced moves. So like on an advanced trust your gut, if you manage to roll above a 12 because of like a modifier or something, on a 12 or more, the keeper will tell you one thing you intuitively know is important about the place where you're about to go. Or telekinesis, you can move things with your mind. Weird science, whenever you want to create or adapt a device to analyze or deal with a strange phenomenon, say what it'll do and roll weird. Okay. I actually think we're making a character who's good at reading people, right? Like that's the whole like we're leaning fully into the whole like casino manager thing. I feel like being able to read someone who's right in front of you, empath. I feel like the move that we need to go with here is empath. I'm just gonna make a note of that here. Goopy has not replied yet. But that's all we can do for now. So, Goopy VT, the Spooktacular, the Slime Girl Casino Manager. That's 1 out of 8 out of the way. Let's go. This is a lot of fun to do. Okay, how do I save this? I'm gonna make a new folder over here, actually, in my VTuber character sheets, and then you know what? Let's assume we're gonna do this again. Monster of the Week folder, and this will be Goopy VT, the Spooktacular. Okay, and that didn't make changes over the original, but that's fine. So who's next on my list? We've got, I don't actually know her very well, but this is Dino Nugget Lover. Dino Nuggets. Actually, I should make sure I know her Twitch username real quick. Oh, wait, did Goopy respond? No. Where? She doesn't have her Twitch linked. I should ask. I'm Anyway, so her concept is she explained that she's an alien dinosaur. She comes from an alien dinosaur race that was wiped out by a meteor. She was the only one who survived, so she guesses that makes her the strongest of her kind. She crash landed on Earth a long time ago and has been living here ever since, trying to figure things out. So that's Dino Nugget Lover, the alien dinosaur. Now, here's the thing. I would love to go through and try and find a perfect fit, but I already know the answer. This is the action scientist. And the action scientist may not be a perfect fit for the personality that we just heard about, but you can actually just play as a dinosaur and an extraterrestrial. So if we want to make Dino Nugget Lover, we could just be an extraterrestrial dinosaur. I feel like that's the obvious play. So what kind of eyes does she have, would you say? Calculating, curious, observant, friendly, calm. I'd say calm. I don't know, maybe lacking some sleep. Also, this is not an official playbook. I just ripped the pages straight out of a preview of a supplement because you can't get the original Action Scientist community playbook anymore. I'm gonna say calm. That seems right. Let's see. Lab coat, tweed suit, plain suit, engineer's jumpsuit, casual clothes, messy clothes. What kind of outfit is this? I'd say casual. This is a casual outfit. There we go. Now, again, because this is not an official playbook, it's kind of missing some things that we'll see in other ones, but we can kind of work around this, I think. So I can at least pick my rating, right? And then once we get the official playbook, we can go back and fix this and make it look pretty. So this can either be charm -1, cool +1, sharp +2, tough +1, or weird 0. Charm +2, cool -1, sharp +2. Sharp, I don't know if you noticed. Every single one of these, you have to have a +2 sharp. The action scientist is supposed to be very observant. I think I'm going to go with this one. Sharp +2 and weird +2. That makes sense to me, at least. The reason being, literally a dinosaur girl, alien dinosaur girl, and a scientist. So that's about as weird as it gets. Area of study: physics and cosmology. You can tell when something's altering the basic realities around you. Biology and chemistry. There was one that was like a good space. That's right. It was space. She traveled here from space. She's good at space. You have +1 ongoing with rocketry or astronaut stuff. You have access to a space launch facility, including use of spacecraft. Maybe in all that time she's been working on repairing her rocket just in case she ever has to leave. I don't know. You get all the basic moves plus 2 action scientist moves. Pick 2 of these. Let's see, you've got test hypothesis. When you test a potential explanation based on data, roll plus sharp. When you sabotage, when you quickly break a complicated gadget, roll plus sharp. Oblivious to danger, as well as generally not looking out for danger, you are immune to all fear-based moves and powers. You never need to act under pressure to resist fear from any source. That could be good. That could be good. Oh, sorry, I'm getting off track here, but I want to point something out. There is a playbook. This is one of the original playbooks. It's called The Chosen. The Chosen is Destiny's plaything, and they're here for a reason. There's something you are destined to do. Work out the details with the keeper based on your fate. You cannot die until it comes to pass. If you die in play, you are required to spend a luck point to revive. You will miraculously recover or be returned to life at some point. I want you to remember that. Now, when you level up, you're allowed to take a move from another playbook. Why is this important? Because there is one down here called the Gumshoe. The Gumshoe, where is it? Has a move called the Long Goodbye. You can't die with an open case. Specifically, you suffer all harm as normal, but your death is postponed until you have either completed or abandoned the case or break your code. So if you are playing The Chosen and you take the Long Goodbye from this playbook, then adapt it to like the rules of The Chosen, so it's based on your fate instead of your Gumshoe code. Then as long as you are adhering to your destiny, doing what you're supposed to do as the Chosen one, then you literally cannot die in battle. It is impossible to kill this character while the case is going. And then when the case is over and they would succumb to their wounds, guess what? As long as they still have luck points, they get right back up. You can make the Chosen invincible after a single level up. It's awesome. Anyway, back on track. Let's see. Doors of perception. When you use psychological, pharmacological, or meditation techniques to open your mind to transcendental knowledge, basically take drugs to open your mind. Roll plus weird. On 10 plus, pick 2 effects. On a 7 to 9, pick 1 effect. Effects available. Communicate with something that you normally couldn't. See what is normally invisible. Ask one question from the investigate a mystery list, or get plus cool, sharp, or weird for the next hour. Interesting. That's a really good one. I don't know if it fits the character as we know her. What about field work? When you put yourself in danger to test a hypothesis, get +1 forward. When you confirm your hypothesis as true or false, mark experience. Okay, I like that. I think it fits in with the oblivious to danger. This is a character who is more concerned with, you know, conducting their tests and whatnot than they are with like the physical reality of the world around them and how dangerous it is. Dino, I am so sorry if this is not actually an accurate description of your character. I am working off what you told me and also what the playbook allows for. But hey, the cool thing is we get science weapons. We get to pick 2. So we can have a lightning gun, 3 harm, portable particle accelerator, laser cannon, net launcher, scalpel, force knife, tranquilizer rifle, stun ray, autonomous drone, or atomic pistol. What kind of cool gun do we think an alien dinosaur girl would have? I feel like we should pick one of the really strong ones and one of the, like, we've got some stun weapons in here. I think I like the like the idea of having the net launcher. That seems like a useful thing for a young dinosaur girl who's out living on her own in the wilderness in the middle of nowhere. Um, let's see though. Atomic pistol might be good. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's a radioactive pistol, so that's cool, right? It's also small, unlike the net launcher. So we have one big gun that does no damage but trips people up, and we have one little gun that does big damage and gives people cancer. Let's see. Personal protective equipment. Biohazard suit, lab coat, engineering, space suit, science armor. There's no description for what science armor means. I feel like this is just like do you know the video game Abiotic Factor? I feel like this is just some of the bullshit that you come up with to wear in that. It's even battery powered. But it's heavy. She would have a spacesuit, right? She came here from space. She would have access to a spacesuit. Like, there's a reasonable argument for her having this. All right, so I think, yeah, that's all we need to do for now. So yeah, this is, and sorry, she said her name Dino. Dino, the action scientist. Can I make this bigger? Yeah, the rest of this is all stuff that we deal with later. All right, anyway, so that's 2 down. I guess I should save this. Nope, not print, save. I'll go back and fix the name on that once I know what it is. Also, I'll give her a shout out once I actually know what her Twitch channel is. If she has one. If she has a YouTube, that's fine too, you know. I just got to be able to shout her out. I assume the cooldown's cooled down. It's only like a 5-minute cooldown or something. Actually, I think it's shorter than that. Maybe only 1 minute. And it's been more than a minute since we finished Goopies, so yeah. I just saved this. We're good. And if I'm wrong, then oh yeah, I forgot. We got to do the weird move. Heck. So what? Okay, obviously it's weird science, right? We're giving her weird science. And then save, overwrite. That's fine. Okay, so so yes, who's next? Next we have this is Relay Riley. VTuber avatar is Cassandra. One moment, I'm just making sure I've got the spelling right. Oh, I didn't mean to close that. Whatever. Shoutouts. Boom. Anyway, her VTuber character's name is Cassandra, a vampire tattoo artist who is abandoned by her sire, survived, and eventually got her own tattoo parlor. Got all the gossip. This is another one that'll be a lot. It would be a lot easier to make her if I was just allowed to just use the monstrous, but I have to find another like an alternative move. I've got to try to find an alternative playbook for her. Do we have an answer? No, we don't. Anyway, yeah, make sure you give her a follow. Let's see. For a vampire tattoo artist, The Apprentice is my first thought. Although it's kind of a I feel like The Apprentice kind of works on the assumption that you are still working with your master, which is not the case for Cassandra, right? So I'm gonna hang on to that one because it is a possibility, but I think I'm gonna look elsewhere first. Deathless, maybe. Although I feel like vampires are very killable in most versions. What's the exile again? Oh yeah, exile is someone who is brought to the future. Or not the future, to the present from the past. Familiar. This is so low resolution. I'm so sorry. Why is it like this? It's bad that zooming out actually makes it easier to read. You are a spirit or supernatural creature bound to the service of another hunter. They are your master. Okay, nope, that's not a good fit. Let's see. Oh, I know, the spooky. Where's the spooky? There's the spooky. So we got the spooktacular and then we got the spooky. I can do things normal people can't, but there's a price. I haven't paid it in full yet, but the bill is going to come due soon. It's best I don't tell you anymore. You get too close, you'll get hurt. So the idea of the spooky is that you've got a source of power that is slowly hurting you somehow. And I don't know, I feel like maybe already being a vampire is maybe a little more advanced case of this than would normally be what they have in mind, but you know, we can be a little loose with our interpretation. I know a lot of people are. So she said she's got the she said she's got all the gossip, so maybe hunches would be a good move. So when something bad is happening or just about to happen, somewhere that you aren't, roll plus sharp. On a 10 plus, you know where you needed to go just in time to get there. A lot of these, I think, are the basis for some of the alternative weird moves. They're just like an expanded version of these. Which makes the spooky, like, incredibly versatile, even if you do just keep with the basic use magic. I'm not 100% sold on this. I'm gonna keep looking. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I know what some of these are. I don't know other ones quite as well. So the athlete is you're supposed to be a high school athlete. Big game hunter. I don't know how else to describe this other than Hammerlock from Borderlands. um, that'd be like playing a monster hunter from Monster Hunter in Monster of the Week, which could be fun, honestly. The Chosen, no, we already talked about what the Chosen was. I don't think that's fitting. The Crooked, no, not really. The Monstrous is the best fit because it gives you like that like. But I want to save the Monstrous because I feel like I'm going to have a better use for it later on. Do I have two different versions of this? I must have two versions of the Snoop. Which one's the right one? This playbook does not have a label. This one does from 2020. I'm guessing this is the newer one. Thought I caught that. Oh well. I don't think the Snoop is a good fit for the record. I noticed that there was two. I meant to get rid of the Pest. The Pest was awful. Like I saw some of what it could do and I was like, oh, okay, well maybe this would be fun. But then it had a couple of abilities that were like, not only are these useless, whoever made this thing is an awful person for making that ability. Searcher. What was the premise of the Searcher? One moment. This one doesn't have a description, which is weird. I know what I've seen people play the Searcher, so I've got a basic idea. It's kind of like I think the best description I can give is like the first encounter thing. One strange event started you down this path, sparking your need to discover the truth behind the unexplained. Cryptid sighting, zone of strangeness, psychic event, higher power, strange dangers, abduction, cosmic. This would be like if you're wanting to play Mulder from the X-Files, I think. I've also seen someone use this to play a guy who was kidnapped by the Fae and trained to use magic for them. That was actually a really fun character. If you listen to Shrimp and Crits, you'll know exactly who I mean, and then you'll fall in love because everyone loves Ari Green. Everyone loves Ari Green. Wronged, maybe. They took my loved ones. Back then, I wasn't strong enough to fight, but I studied, trained, and now I'm ready to cleanse the world of their taint. I'll kill them all. That's all I have left. Okay, maybe a little more wronged than I was thinking. I was thinking maybe we'd have a vengeance quest against like one person. No, that's against all of them. That's I'm trying to think of a good example of that, and I can't right now. But usually they do, I think, have a vendetta against one specific like type of monster. Like who was the one that I know someone who was playing a character like this and they were fighting Mothman. They had beef with Mothman. That was interesting. Let's see. Deathless. Maybe for a vampire. It's hard to know when vampires are dead, you know. They can potentially come back. And she is a survivor. We do know Cassandra is a survivor, right? This one doesn't have That's fine. I can type. I've got Firefox PDF editor open, so. Yeah, Cassandra the Deathless. Immortals, liches, cursed, and bound. Call them what you like, but they do not die one way or another. And you've joined their ranks. Unstoppable, you've turned your focus to hunting. Heck yeah. So you're banished from death. Whether you are cursed, blessed, or created, you're. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Also, hi, what's up? Uh, I'm making VTubers into Monster of the Week playbooks. We'll get to Finn later. Uh, source of undeath. We have to choose one. Integral to history. You back up your memories and create your body, changing with each generation. Necromancy. I don't know about that. Ghostly possession. Or respawning. Ghostly possession. You are connected to the afterlife. You or another spirit has. Nope. Respawn. No matter how badly you're injured, your body remains in perfect condition. When you die, you can choose what you take with you and what you leave behind. I don't know. Necromancy might be good because we are dealing with an undead. She is a vampire. I think this is what I'm going with. Also, they have examples of deathless characters written all over this. This is a custom playbook. It's also a very powerful one. Like a lot of the basic playbooks, you get 2 moves. This one tells you to get 3. I think I'm only gonna pick 2 just to be balanced. But yeah, I think let's go with necromancy. This gives you a couple abilities. And anytime you may transfer your life force into the living, healing another person for as many harm as you take. Additionally, you may call upon the necrotic energy inside you, resurrecting a recently deceased corpse for a short time. I don't know. That's not really a good fit either. Sands of Time is a fun one. I think this is based off of Prince of Persia. Great game series. I hope they actually eventually release the Sands of Time remake. And I also hope that it's like reasonably priced. I think I don't know. This might not be the way to go. I'm going to keep looking. I know I'm kind of just jumping around the very obvious answer for a vampire, but if possible, I want to avoid using the monstrous. It's Gumshoe. We kind of looked at Gumshoe earlier a little bit. Not closely. She's not a detective is the thing. She's a tattoo artist who has reason to, do some hunting in her territory if nothing else, right? Definitely not the luchador. Initiate's like a member of a cult. I feel like that's not a good fit. Protector, one moment. This is another older playbook. No one said that monster hunting was going to be easy, but I refuse to sit around and let my loved one die. As a protector, your entire mission is to save the ones you love. Okay, we don't really have... what about the professional? 9 to 5 job is to hunt down monsters. I don't know if that's a good fit either. The Hex is just like a really powerful magician, so... Hard Case... Hard Case is someone who's really hard to kill. Not like unbound from death like the Deathless would be, but just, you know, really hard to kill. I feel like this could be a good one. I fought anything that you can fight and won. Now I found monsters needing a beatdown, and there ain't nobody that can give them a thrashing like I can. Stand back. I got this. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. What do we have? Bodyguard, Enforcer, Secret Martial Art, Military, Resistance, Street Fighter. Okay. So, she was the, like... She was used as, like, bait, you know, for, like a sire to get away, right? She lived from that. Could be a bodyguard or an enforcer. Spend 1 fire to look so scary that it counts as a reason to manipulate someone. That could work. Maybe. Still not sold. Let's see if there's anything else. I don't think I'm going to find something perfect because we're avoiding the monstrous, but let's see. Expert, maybe? Expert is the expert's Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I have dedicated my life to the study of the unnatural. I know their habits, their weaknesses. I may not be the youngest or strongest, but my knowledge makes me the biggest threat. I feel like that's a maybe. That's a maybe, right? This is someone who's been around the block. Someone who has some experience with this kind of thing, right? They have a haven from the tattoo parlor might work as a haven, right? Potentially. It'd be kind of weird for the expert to also be a vampire, but I think it works. I think it works. Let's do it. Especially, okay, the reason I really like this now that I'm thinking about it is because we have a move here called Dark Past. If you look through your memories for something relevant to the case at hand, roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, on a 10 plus, ask the keeper 2 questions from the list below. On a 7 to 9, you ask 1. On a miss, you can ask a question anyway, but that will mean that you were personally complicit in creating the situation you are now dealing with. And I feel like, you know, being a vampire's like, what was the wording she used? She was ditched by her sire. So like being the creation of a senior vampire, right? that's potentially a place where you could have done a lot of wrong. I feel like this is fitting. I like this. I feel like this is it. So, we get 2 expert moves. Obviously, one of them is Dark Past. We get one more. So we've got, I've read about this sort of thing. I don't think that's necessarily the fit here because this is not the book smart expert. This is the I've been here longer than you would expect expert. Often right. When a hunter comes to you for advice about a problem, give them your honest opinion and advice. If they take it, they get +1 ongoing. And you mark experience. Preparedness. When you need something unusual or rare, roll plus sharp. On a 10+, you have it right here, right now. On a 7 to 9, you have it, but not here. And on a miss, you know where it is, but it's somewhere real bad. I feel like this is the one to take, because she's a survivor, right? It wasn't as bad as it looked. Once per mystery, you may attempt to keep going despite your injuries. Roll plus cool. On a 10+, heal 2 harm and stabilize your wounds. On a 7 to 9, you may either stabilize or heal 1 harm, not both. On a miss, it is worse than it looked. I like this. Yeah, we'll take this one. This is an opportunity to be a little more tough to start with. I feel like this is a character who, if you were to play her, she would probably end up taking a lot of moves from the monstrous playbook, assuming you don't have a monstrous in your party, or from another playbook that, you know, gives her the like vampire longevity and immortality. But this is the level 1 character, so we don't necessarily have to worry about that. Hopefully the first case she's put on is not going to kill her. Although, you know, if it's for a one-shot, it's possible, right? Now for that Haven. You can have a lore library, a mystical library, protection spells, armory, infirmary, workshop. You pick 3 of these, by the way. Oubliette, panic room, or magic laboratory. So I like the idea of protection spells. This is a safe haven, right? No one who you don't want to come in can come in. Like, obviously, there's some leeway here because it's a tattoo parlor, or maybe just the back room of a tattoo parlor. But you know, armory. You have a stockpile of mystical and rare monster-killing weapons and items. Yeah, I think that would make sense. And I feel like the infirmary is fitting. You can heal people and have the space for 1 or 2 to recuperate. You do have those chairs that lean back, and a lot of tools that a tattoo parlor might have would also potentially, I mean, obviously not like the actual tattooing devices, but you've got some stuff in there that could be used for some basic medical treatment. And again, some places for people to potentially lie down. I feel like that's fitting. There we go. So that's our haven. Those are our moves. Now we get 3 monster slaying weapons. Mallet and wooden stakes. That's good, but it also seems like something that would be easy to use against her specifically. Are vampires weak to iron or silver? I forget. Vampires. Okay, fairly popular trope in fiction. So that's a maybe. Iron, though. I feel like she would carry an iron sword simply because it couldn't be used against her. We get 3, though. Shotgun. You know, you gotta have that that old deterrence right there. Flamethrower is funny. I think no. I don't think we're gonna give her a flamethrower. I actually, you know, I think it would make sense to have one weapon that is specifically for defending against other vampires. Maybe the Blessed Knife. I like that. I think pronouns she, her. Scarred face, stern. I think stern, probably, right? Perhaps. What does avuncular face mean? Old-fashioned clothes, casual clothes, utility clothes, tailored clothes, outdoor clothes. That's kind of a casual outfit, I think. Not business casual, obviously, but like close enough. There we go. Now ratings. Sharp, obviously the good skill. That's what we need. Weird is one that I think makes sense for the character to have a high skill in. But is it good at the expense of also... Because we took an ability that requires cool, right? I feel like this is the way to go. We have cool +1, weird +1, because every +1 makes your chances of success that much better. I don't know if you know. I mean, I don't know why most people who don't play Powered by the Apocalypse would know the odds of the 2d6 roll off the top of their head, but if you are rolling 2 6-sided dice, you are significantly more likely to roll a number from 7 to 12, with 7 being the single most likely outcome. So you are most likely going to succeed if you roll just with a flat 0 on a 2d6. But a +1 gives you significantly higher odds of success because it takes out an entire like set of low numbers. It's not quite the same as it's not the same as how like just rolling a single die would affect the outcome. It is very different. Very different odds. So even a +1 is really, really good. Still have a chance to fail, but like not a high one. So charm -1. Not very manipulative. Cool +1. Sharp +2. Actually, I don't need to put the plus for... Tough 0. And weird 1. There we go. Yeah, I like this. I like this. This is good. Okay. And that's everything. That's Cassandra the Experts. Let's go ahead and save you out. Boom. All right. So who's next? It's Finn. This is my friend Finn. One moment, shout out. Shout out the fish Finn. Everyone go follow Finn. He's pretty cool. So this is his character. We've got this this guy who's either turning into a fish or a fish who's turning into a guy. It could be either way. Who could say for sure? Certainly not him. He also has a parasitic fish, like brain-eating parasite pet. So that's fun. Not a lot to go on lore-wise, but it kind of, you know, got some abilities. Probably can breathe underwater. Again, has a pet fish that eats brains. That could come in handy, probably, right? I was joking with him before this, before doing this stream, that I was gonna make him the mundane. And I might, but we can probably find something better. The mundane is literally just supposed to be an ordinary guy. So I don't know if that's Finn. He is part fish, so actually I might give him the athlete. The athlete, again, kind of an older custom playbook, hasn't seen a lot of updates, but you know, it still gets use. I know someone who's using it. To make an athlete, pick a name, then follow the instructions. So the reason I like the athlete is because you have a sport that you play. And so you're supposed to know your role on a team or on solo. So if we say that Finn is a swimmer, because, you know, part fish, then we have our move. What would Finn be? Bob, are you here? I have questions. Do you think Finn would be a better spotter? When you read a bad situation, you can ask the question from the perspective of another hunter and give them +1 ongoing to act on the answers by shouting directions. The line, whatever the game, you play defense. When you protect someone, you choose one of the 10+ extras on a 7 to 9 and choose 2 on a 10+. Okay, that doesn't really make sense for a swimmer. Enforcer, you're good at shoving and throwing people and forcing them back. All of your intimate, hand, and close attacks gain the forceful tag. The anchor, whatever game you're in, you do it fast. When you chase, flee, or run, take +1 ongoing to any related rolls. The flyer, you don't actually fly, but you come close. You're graceful and flippy. When you kick some ass, you can always choose to take 1 less harm in addition to whatever other options you have for the roll. You're just not in the way when you get attacked. Or team player. Oh, no, that's the last option. I honestly think if we want to say that we're a swimmer, that the anchor is the way to go, because you do it fast. When you chase, flee, or run, take +1 ongoing. Whatever you do it fast. You can swim away real fast. Though I'm not sure this really fits with a swimmer, now that I'm looking at it. I'm gonna look at a couple other options, but I'm gonna come back. I might come back to this. The bragger that's the one where it's like they're boastful, but who knows if they're actually as good as they say. Think they're better than everyone else. Not sure that's a good fit. Cryptozoologist. I'm going to assume not, but to make your... He's part of the ecosystem. Okay, it's a part of the ecosystem that eats people. Wildlife photography. No, I don't think this is a good fit necessarily. This place, that's the one who's from the past, right? Oh, no, this is the one where you travel from the future to the past. How did you get here? What are you trying to accomplish? So this is someone from the future. Exile's the one from the past. That's right. Familiar. That's the one that's just like crunchy, low resolution for some reason. I don't think that we're gonna use that one unless I have to. I don't think Finn's part of a cult. Leader doesn't sound very good. Sidekick. Let's see what Sidekick offers. I don't know about the occult or monsters or this whole deal, but I found a hero, someone better than me. They need a hand now and then, and do the hero stuff. Someday maybe I can be a big hero too. I want to find something that would allow me to like utilize the pet brain eating parasite. I don't think I'm going to, is the thing. Oh, I know what would be funny to make Finn as. The meddling kid. A ghost in the old library? We'll find out what's really going on. By the way, what's up with your stake in the development company that wants to knock that old place down? It's a Scooby-Doo character. The meddling kid is a Scooby-Doo character. That's their whole deal. I feel like this might actually work for Finn. Yes. Because Best Bud, you have an animal ally to help you solve mysteries. They can talk, but with a heavy accent most people don't understand. Again, based off Scooby Doo. You can also literally play Scooby Doo. It is an option to play as a dog in this. Where is it? Yeah, kid, dog, cat, blank. Oh, wait. They updated this to include cats? Is that because of us? I got a message Avalon about this after stream. One moment. Actually, I'm doing it now. Sorry about that. If you didn't know, I host a podcast called How to Make a Literal Cat in Your Favorite RPG, where we make cats in RPGs. And back when we did that, at least I didn't know that they had updated this playbook to include that. And so we made our cat the Monstrous. We just made a tiny little monster who was bad at its job. I still think it would be a fun character to play, but I might have to go back and fix it. I might have to go back and fix that. Anyway, Yeah, I think I'm gonna make Finn the meddling kid. Not because I think it's fitting, but because I think it would be funny, and I think he would agree. Okay. So, sorry to all of you. You get all the basic moves plus 3 meddling kid moves. Pick 3 of these. I want power snack. I don't I don't know what Finn likes to eat, but best bud. Got that brain eating parasite as a pet. Let's see. Um, you also have the ability to make a trap. When you make a trap to capture a monster or a minion, roll plus sharp. On a 7 to 9 or higher, you capture something. On a 10 plus, not only do you capture it, but you can choose 1 extra. It will take some time for the victim to get free. The trap inflicts harm and may include effects from Wallop if you have that move. The trap may be reset and reused later. You'll need to roll again when you do so. I love that one. That's like the if you want to just play as Fred, that's your ability right there. Mr. Traps. Tell me the truth. When you are questioning somebody to investigate a mystery, you may add these questions to the list that you may choose to ask. So investigate a mystery is the move. It's the basic investigation move to help you find out more about the situation, what happened here, sort of thing. You know, the meddling kid when they are taught like you're supposed to. I've only seen one actual play podcast use the fact that an interview, like conducting an interview with someone, counts um as part of the investigate a mystery role. A lot of people treat that as manipulate someone to get somebody to open up, and I don't think that's the right use of that. But I've seen the I think the Adventure Zone did it. The Adventure Zone was the only one that I know of that actually used interviewing for investigate a mystery. But if you're the meddling kid, you really want to push for that interview to be investigate a mystery role because you have extra questions. Who has something to gain? What are you plotting? Are you lying to me? Or who knows about blank? I don't know about that. Run away. When you decide to get out of a bad situation, you can get away just fine. Unfortunately, you will end up somewhere just as bad, but important to the current mystery. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That would be fun. A pleasant and friendly manner. When you politely manipulate somebody politely, your impeccable manners always count as a reason for the person to do what you say. Uh, yeah, Finn's got that customer service training. I think that fits. So Finn's got a power snack, pleasant and friendly manner, and what is that snack you ask? I'm glad you asked. I don't actually know what Finn likes to eat, so I'm just gonna say fish sticks because it's a fish. It's fitting. There we go. Yeah, this is good. Now for gear, you get 3 mystery solving gadgets: magnifying glass, microscope, van, library card, chemistry kit, walkie talkies, fingerprint kit, camera, bag of snacks, toolbox, tape recorder, or a disguise kit. Okay, I think. Nope, that's the wrong one. I think magnifying glass makes sense. Can I just. Thank you. Okay. Then we've got camera, because why not? And if we got a bag of a bag of snacks on hand. Actually, I'm gonna undo camera. We don't have a camera. We have a bag of snacks though. We have some of our snacks on hand. I really did not color it well in that box, but I think a disguise kit might also be fitting. Make it look a little more like an ordinary boy. All right, now on to getting started. To make your meddling kid, first pick a name. Then follow the instructions in this playbook to decide your look, rating, moves, and gear. Finally, introduce yourself and pick history. Pronouns, he, him. Pick one from each list. Part fish, part boy. There we go. Then, let's see. Kind of messy hair, I guess. Short hair. Definitely short hair, though. I'm going to say short hair. Preppy wear, designer wear, stoner wear, nerdy wear, collar and name tag. I love that one. Because like you're going along and it's like, oh yeah, you can also like, oh yeah, clothing, color and name tag. And if you forget that you can play as an animal, that kind of gets into some risky territory. Let's see. I think that's just like, you know, basic t-shirt and jeans. All right, ratings. Let's see. What are our ratings? We've got charm +2, cool 0, sharp +2, tough -1, and weird -1. So no matter what, we're charming. Can also be weird. I don't know how good I need Finn to be at being weird. Oh, I forgot. We didn't pick an alternative weird move for Cassandra. Oh, that's fine. She can be a magic user. Actually, it might make sense for her to have no limits. One moment. Let's see. Because I accidentally closed it. Where are you? Where's the... That's weird. That... Okay, whatever. So we've got no limits is fun. I like this one a lot. When you need to push your physical body past its limits, roll plus weird. On a 10 or more, your body obeys your will to the limits of physical possibility. So like you are able to just do something physically impossible for a human being, right? But for a, you know, somewhat supernatural being, lifting an SUV, jumping over a truck, punching through a brick wall, running faster than humanly possible, all of those things you can do with a no limits roll. and it's totally allowed. It's fun. This is a fun one. I've seen someone use this, and like with the specific moves they use, they kind of ended up being like a slapstick comedy character, which was also cool. But they could run fast. They could swim fast. They were fast and they were strong because they were a crocodile man. Literally, that was his power. He was a were-crocodile. Again, listen to Shrimp and Crits. All right, let's go ahead and save. And back to Finn. Anyway, I don't think Finn should have high weird. I don't think he should be good at weird. Let's see, what's the lowest tough I can give him? -1? Yeah, we'll do that one. So we can either have... This is the way to go, I think. Charm +2, cool 0, sharp 1, tough -1, weird 1. Yeah, we'll give him the -1 tough. I'll let him have 1 point of weird so that I can give him the -1 tough. So... it's charm 2, cool 0. Really wish that this one was fillable. Sharp 1. Tough -1. And weird 1. Actually a pretty good spread. Good at most things. Just not tough. Can't fight. Which again, very in line with a Scooby-Doo character, right? Anyway, that's Finn Ocellus, the meddling kid. Oh yeah, we need an alternative. I closed the thing again. I think this has to be a trust your gut, which that was the one that was when you consult your instincts about what to do next, roll plus weird. That's not actually where I'm going to put that. I just need to shrink it a bit so that it actually fits down here. There we go. Now we can save this out. Boom. And we're halfway there. Halfway done. One moment, I need a new tab real quick. Oh, I found her. Sorry. I just want to get this out of the way because we needed to do it earlier. Shout out Dinosaur Nugget Lover. Anyway, let's see. Who's next? After Finn. Belladonna. This one should be interesting. I'm gonna have to wait a minute now. I didn't think this through. Oh yeah, I should be able to close this, right? I did save it. Yep. Okay. So Belladonna is what did she tell me was her deal? She teaches phys ed and healing at a magical school. Also likes beating the hell out of things and being a hot nuisance. Yeah, accurate description. I follow her on Blue Sky. If you want to follow her on Blue Sky, you should know that she posts a lot of NSFW content, whether that's a warning or a promise, an invitation. I'll leave that up to your interpretation. Anyway, so a phys ed healing teacher at a magic school who likes beating the crap out of people. I honestly, like, I was talking to her about this before the stream. I think there's only one answer, and it's the mad scientist. The mad scientist. Why, yes, I do consider myself to be an expert on the subject of monsters, having created a few of my own. Oh no, don't worry. I gave up such things and have dedicated my life to eradicating monsters yet. Now, Herm, yes, eradicating them. Most certainly. All right, to make your mad scientist, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing that I think makes this fun. You have the option to have a laboratory, which I think could easily be the nurse's office at your magic school, right? You have a lab that is quite adequate for working in private. Pick 3 options for it. We have surgical room, examination room. Obviously, we need, like, it's a nurse's office. Examination room. Personal minions, maybe. I've been following her a while. Her lore has kind of changed a bit over time, but she does, I think, have some minions or like team members or something. But yeah, the reason that I think this is good is because it has the surgical and examination room. So yeah, we're gonna go with this one. First off, Belle, Adana, and her deal, I think, is also that she's like a shapeshifter. So stop this. So we're gonna go woman, normal clothes, lab coat, tweed jacket, shabby clothes, high class suit, streetwear, hazmat suit. Really, none of the above. Industrial rubber gloves, spooky eyes, prosthetic robotic limbs, super-sized tool belt. Again, not really fitting. I think we're going to have to write out a description based on this image. So we have a... yeah, we got a woman with horns, kind of dark glasses, striking eyes, not really a shirt, more a chest binding, and this kind of camo jacket, I guess. And she has short shorts on. Horned woman with pink hair, chest binding, open camo jacket, and short shorts. Yeah, that's a good description of her. Okay. Ratings. Pick one line, then mark each rating on the right. Okay. So we are going with, let's see. I think it's got to be this one. Charm +1, cool 0, sharp +2, tough 0, and weird +2. Wait, these stats are kind of high. I don't think these conform to the rules. One of these should be a -1 if there's a +2. It is a custom playbook, so like, you know, not everyone follows the rules exactly. But maybe this one. Charm +1, cool +1, sharp +1, tough 0, weird +2. That actually follows the rules. I think we'll go with this one. I should be doing that instead of like scribbling. Well, the more you know, right? So charm 1, cool 1, sharp 1, tough 0, and weird 2. That still seems kind of high, but I'm gonna go with it. We just need to move on. Area of study. Necromantic animation. Hypnokinetic. Friends physics, philosophical, demonic channeling, cybernetic, biogenetic engineering. She's a health teacher, right? And a phys ed teacher. That's her area of study. Also, it's probably yes, that's the right person. Bella Taxon Leader. That's her Twitch name. So we're going to give her biogenetic engineering as a feature, focus feature. And then we get 3 mad scientist moves. So we need the laboratory. You have a lair or lab. So we get 3 options from the list. And we know we want surgical room, examination room, that's fine. Let's see. A lot of unorthodox and illegal equipment might be good. Ritual workshop. It is a magic school. It is a magic school. Personal minions. She does have minions. I don't think they're. These are supposed to be like monsters that you created. But, like, per her old lore, she did have minions. So that's a maybe. Smart house controlled by a sentient AI. I don't think so. Holding cell. She might have a holding cell. I'm being honest with you. She might have one of these. You have a secure room designed to contain things man was not meant to know about. It includes many types of monitoring equipment, robot self-cleaning, and an automated feeding system to, monitor whatever you throw in there. Obviously. So yeah, those are our those are our options. And let's see. We get 3 options, right? Um, 3 mad scientist moves. Creature psychology. You have a special understanding of minions and how they think. You can attempt to use the manipulate someone move on minions regardless of whether they would normally respond to or even understand human speech. When you do, roll weird instead of charm. Okay, I think this is fitting for her. She may not use this for investigation purposes, but I think she would like it. Let's see. Trust me, I'm a doctor. She is the nurse. She is the nurse, the health teacher and the nurse and the phys ed teacher. You can use your knowledge of medicine and anatomy to heal people. When you do first aid, roll plus weird. Yeah, that's fitting. I like that. I like that. Now, you have a dark and villainous past that comes back to haunt you. Whenever you spend a point of luck or the keeper brings them into a mystery, someone or something comes out of the woodwork and you have to deal with it. When this happens, pick from the list below. When you have dealt with it completely, mark experience. Now we don't have to choose this right now, I don't think. Pick one weird science weapon and one backup weapon. Atomic chainsaw is really powerful, like just ridiculously powerful. But I think power claw might be the way to go. Say it seems more like the kind of thing she would have. Actually, the goo gun might be the kind of thing she would have. Honestly, I could see her having a few of these. Let's say goo gun. And then let's give her the bone saw. It's too bad she doesn't have the option for a blunt instrument. I think she would love having a baseball bat. And that's the end for Belladonna. Well, not the end. Like, this is the beginning of her monster hunting adventures. All right. So that's one more out of the way. That one was actually kind of fast. I mean, I already had an idea of what I was doing with her when we got to... Oh, I forgot. Also, since I know... Boom. Sorry. I need to mark in here the alternative weird move. And obviously, again... Where is it? Weird science. Boom. And save. Now, on to... Who's next? Ah, Vulpes. So this guy, he said that he's a gay nerd, grew up with a lot of bullying, confrontation, learned to fight back, and refused to be quiet about it anymore. Kind of got a punk aesthetic, amateur writer, worked a myriad of jobs, including security. Now, we kind of looked at someone else for the hard case earlier. I've been thinking I might make this guy into the hard case. Or was that EFGH hard case? There you are. Sorry, I need to copy this username because I'm not going to remember how to spell it. All right. And this guy is on YouTube, so one moment. I would just take you straight there, but I don't want you to judge my my main feed because I don't even know what comes up on that thing anymore. Let's see, where is he? I know I'm following his channel. Where is it? Sorry, I'll be back. I promise. I don't even remember who some of these people are. Where is he? Am I not subscribed to him? What's going on here? One moment. No, I am subscribed. Why was it not showing up? Whatever. This is his YouTube channel. Sorry. Anyway, so back to making our hard case. From Mr. Fennec Fables himself. I actually need to ask him later. He's got like 3 different names: Fennec Fables, Rain Grim, and then Vulpus. I don't know which one he prefers. But we're going to move on for now. So, the hard case. You had a long, harsh schooling to get as hard as you are. What was it? Like I said, he worked security, so he's going to be a bodyguard. Actually, wait. If it was that kind of security, it was probably more like enforcer. You know, doing security for a corporation. That's probably more along the lines of enforcer. Spend 1 fire to look so scary that it counts as a reason for manipulating someone. After you roll, if you terrify them. Actually, wait. What's the protect someone? You know, as a punk character, he might also fit into resistance. Now that I'm thinking about it, you have contacts among sympathetic activists. If you need help and it fits the cause, call on them. Roll plus charm on a 10 plus, they will help. On a 7 to 9, they'll help you. But then you have to help them. That might be fitting. Yeah, I think I'll go with resistance for now. You've got your resistance group that you can fall back on. You've got a cause, which I think will just be like gay rights. We can probably declare that our cause for now. let's see. So let's see. The the hard case gets a basic move, the furnace, or it gets the hard case move, the furnace. You have a fire track with 10 boxes. Mark one fire every time you take harm, every time someone openly defies you, and every time a friend is hurt. If the track fills, you don't gain more. You may spend one fire to add +1 harm whenever you inflict harm, or take +1 to a kick some ass roll, or protect someone roll. If you erase any harm marks, clear half your fire. Between mysteries, clear all fire. And then pick 2. Unstoppable. You may spend 3 fire to avoid or heal 2 harm. This also stabilizes you if needed. When used to heal yourself, you do not erase half your remaining fire. Aesthetic. One fire to ignore all pain and discomfort in your current situation, even beyond normal human tolerance. Always angry. Start the mysteries with 2 fire marks. Finish him when you have fire remaining and strike a foe for 3 harm or more. Tell the keeper how much fire you have and ask if that's enough. If the foe has that much or less harm left, the keeper will tell you. You may spend all your fire immediately to make a follow-up attack, defeating your foe. Inspired guesswork. When you investigate a mystery, you may spend 1 fire to add 1 extra hold. The extra question must be about powers, motivations, or weaknesses. Stone Cold Steve Austin. You never really get ruffled by danger. Gain +1 ongoing when you act under pressure due to pain or fear. Nearby allies also gain this mode bonus against pain or fear as long as you keep it together. Weapons Master. When you take possession of a new weapon, you may add, remove, or change 1 tag. The change only applies for you. When you get this move, you can apply it to all current weapons. Let's see. I'm going to say Unstoppable for starters. We get 2, right? Yeah. I like Unstoppable and Finish Him. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. You get 1 hard case weapon, 1 vehicle, 1 other, plus whatever you got from your hard knocks. Do we get anything? We didn't get anything specific from hard knocks because we have like basically a network of allies we can call on, right? So we get 1 hard case weapon, ancient sword, automatic shotgun, battered assault rifle, chainsaw, crowbar, hand cannon, or huge, huge knife. Sorry, I would say it, but it's for I want to put this on YouTube, so hand cannon, like a really big pistol might be fun. Just give the little fox a gun. Actually, I don't know if he's little. He's probably like a normal human-sized fox man, right? Pick 1 or 2 normal weapons. So we got a gun already. We can give him just like a normally big knife. Seems like the kind of guy who'd have a truck. And then we can pick 1 other item. Concealed armor, have 1 armor hidden. Heavy armor, 2 armor heavy. Fire water, once per mystery, drink to gain 1 fire. Bag of cash, untraceable. Ghost detector, unreliable. Old monster hunting journals. A spell formula written on a napkin. I feel like it's going to be concealed armor for him. That seems fitting. You know, that resistance background, right? Good evening, Deca. What's up? I'm making Monster of the Week playbooks out of Vtubers. This isn't a custom game. These are playbooks for a tabletop RPG called Monster of the Week. Basically, I was on Blue Sky. I had a bunch of people submit like pictures of their VTuber characters and like just a basic description of themselves. So we're working on this guy right now. This is Rain Grim or Vulpus. And we're making him the hard case, just a character who's really, really tough. So, does he have his profiles on his profile? Or pronouns? Yes. He, him. That's what I thought. The Firefox PDF editor is serviceable. That's the only thing I can say about it. Let's see. Horrific scarring, huge scars, burn scars, talon scars, bite scars. Let's give him bite scars. Why not? If we gotta give him scars, he's gonna have bite scars. Streetwear, tactical wear, military wear, bike leathers, sharp suit, utility wear, jeans, and t-shirt. Track. To some extent, Microsoft Office is still kind of behind on that. Like, you can do it, but it's not going to be great. I mean, I have Affinity Publisher. It's just a little overkill for the job. I'm just trying to get this done, like, kind of fast. So, or not exactly fast. I'm not trying to rush it. Just, it's a quick and easy tool to open and use. So this is a character who's going to have a high tough rating. Like, he's got to have a +2 tough. And this is just like, this tool is right here. So we got charm, cool, sharp, tough. I feel like we got to have... I think this is the way to go. Charm 0, cool +2, sharp -1, tough +2, weird -1. Actually, wait, do we have... Yeah, this is one that requires charm, so maybe we want the charm +1. Let's say charm +1, cool +1, sharp 0, tough +2, and weird -1. There we go. Okay. So charm 1. Let's make that a little bit bigger. And then cool was 1. Sharp is 0. Tough is 2. Tough is 2 no matter what, but and then weird -1. So it has a disadvantage to anything that would be weird. But that's fine. Let's see. I think that, yeah, that's the end of it. So let's choose an alternate weird move. Our options are Empath, Illuminated, No Limits, Past Lives, Sensitive, Telekinesis, Trust Your Gut, Use Magic, which is the default, or Weird Science. Hmm. I think no limits makes sense. Because no limits is the one where it's like you can do something beyond human limitation, like push yourself to fit to your physical limit. Wait, what? How did I forget what that was called? Like in between. Anyway, that's too small. Yeah, alternate weird new move, no limits. And let's save this out as there we go. And who's next? Faint Swift Zero. The Cat Fox SCP that lives in the back room has magical crystal spears, giant sword that she took from a fallen angel, gun that you have has full control over crystals, immune to physical damage, and she's making a more detailed story as she goes. So I've already, again, I've already kind of thought this one through out loud with her. And the answer that I came up with is the Divine Playbook. And the reason for that is she has a divine tool, right? She has a giant sword that she stole from an angel that she killed. So, yeah. Faint Swift Zero the Divine has access to divine tools. Can teleport, which is important because there's a move in here that lets you teleport. And also has some pretty good magic skills. So I think for her, we're actually just going to leave her with the use magic skill. So we've got get all the basic moves plus 3 divine moves. Angel Wings. We're going with Angel Wings because that's the teleport move. You can go instantly to anywhere you visited before or to a person you know well. When you carry 1 or 2 people with you, roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, you all go where you wanted. On a 7 to 9, you don't quite manage it. Either you all separated or you all appear in the wrong place. And then on a miss, something really bad happens. That one's always fun because the hard move is like it could be anything. When I need it, you may store any small object you own, putting in a magical space nobody can get to. She said that she can. The reason that she can teleport is because she can go to the back room. So this one might be fitting for that as well. And then Smite. Your body and divine weapon always count as a weakness against monsters you fight. Your unarmed attacks are 2 harm, intimate, hand, messy. So she can just fight with her bare hands, and it counts as a weakness against the monster. That's a good one. That's a real good one. So divine weapon. We have 2 options. The big sword that she took from the fallen angel is what I think we're gonna go with. Because that's just a flaming sword, 3 harm, hand, fire, holy. You also get divine armor, 1 armor, holy. It has a look suited to your divine origin. I think it's just gonna be this outfit here, right? Just the royal. What did she call it? I don't want to go look it up on her profile because I'd have to scroll through some NSFW pictures to get to it. So we're not gonna do that. Let's see. So we're just gonna say the or it's not this outfit I'm thinking of. She's got one where she's got like a fur coat kind of thing going on. And I think that's the one that would be the real like divine armor. But we don't have to describe this here, I guess. We just know that we get one divine armor point. And then we have a mission. You have been put on Earth for a purpose. Pick one. You are here to fight the schemes of an adversary. The end of days approaches. Your role is to guide the hunters and prevent it. Or the end of days approaches. Your goal is to hide the hunters and ensure it comes to pass. You've been exiled, or one of the other hunters has a crucial role to play in events to come. I think... let's just give her an adversary. Why not? I feel like that's fitting that, like, you know, she did kill an angel. So, like, it's fair to say that someone might be after her for that. So pronouns, I think Faint's Swift is she, her. She doesn't have the pronoun thing. Oh, she, they. Blazing eyes, terrifying eyes, blasted eyes, sparkling eyes. She's got, let's see, what are these eyes doing? They're kind of sparkly. Got that standard VTuber sparkle, you know? Dirty clothes, perfect suit, rumpled suit, casual clothes, practical clothes. I don't know what you would call this outfit. Like, I don't know, royalty loungewear? Clothes, I don't want you. I'm just gonna say leisure clothes because I can't think of the word. So ratings, pick one line. Do we have one that's like? I want one that's like tough 2, weird 1. Here we go. So we got 2 options. We can have charm -1. I guess charm is going to be -1 either way. Cool 0, sharp 1, tough 2, weird 1. Charm -1, cool 1, sharp 0, tough 2, weird 1. So we either have good, no matter what, we're not charming. But we can either have good cool or good sharp. That's really the thing that we're deciding between. What do you mean she's not charming? Of course she is. Just not mechanically. I'm gonna say cool. Actually, it might be more. This is a character who has slain an angel. I think it's more important that she be able to act under pressure. So charm -1, cool +1, sharp 0, which, you know, honestly, a 0 is not bad for Powered by the Apocalypse. Because when in the usual Powered by the Apocalypse dice set is you roll 2 6-sided dice, add the total, which means that your most likely outcome is a 7, and like you have a higher than 50% chance with 0 modifier of rolling 7 or above, and a 7 or above is a success. So a 0 is actually still decent. A +1 is good. A +2 is great. A +3 gives you almost no chance of failure. And that's why it's as high as a stack can go in this game. Sorry, tough 2, weird 1. But yeah, I've done a whole thing about like how the math works out on a powered by the apocalypse standard 2d6 roll, and every single +1 just it increases your odds of success by so much more than you would think. It's like it gets exponentially higher every time you add a +1. It's not like in D&D where it's like, oh, we're getting like rolling D20 and the +1, and we got to beat like the challenge rating, right? No, the challenge rating is the same every time. Your results are just getting higher and higher, and the possibility for low results is being eliminated. It's a whole different ball game. And I love it. I love it. It's actually a lot more fun odds to play with, because at least in 5th edition D&D, something that's considered like a standard dice check that you should throw at players early game is a 15. The highest you can get from character creation without like really fudging it is usually somewhere around a +3 or +4, which means that you are rolling with worse than 50% odds of success, because you're like, you have what is it, a 50% chance of rolling below a 10. So if you roll, you'd need an 11 or higher on the die to succeed against a dice check 15 if you get the absolute max, like min-maxing effect of +4. Again, totally different ball game. And again, I love it. I think there's a lot about D&D that could be fixed if it was a good game. And like other dungeon crawlers have all done it better. But anyway, that's a whole vent that I do not need to get into right now. But I think that's the end for this character. So that's another one out of the way. Did I shout? I didn't shout her out. Whoops. There we go. Join us in following Faint Swift Zero. And let's go ahead and save. So not a standard use of the Divine playbook. Usually you are the Divine and not the one who killed the Divine and stole their sword. But, you know, it's fine. And again, I think I'm just going to leave her with Use Magic, because I feel like that's fitting with her, like, control of crystals and stuff. So, we've got only a couple left. We're now on to Belle Rose. Belle, are you still here? How you doing? I've been thinking about it. I've been going through all the ones that we've seen. I think I have to use the... Hi, how you doing? I think I have to use the Monstrous. I don't see a way around it. Oh, hey, Goopy, what's up? So, one moment. I'm going to open your thing real quick. You're the Spooktacular. No, the Monstrous isn't bad. It just feels like a cop-out. Like, it's an easy answer to every single VTuber concept, because most VTuber concepts are, like, half human, half whale, or half, you know, something else. Oh, no, you're good. I'm glad you could make it at all. I'm happy to see you here. But yeah, you were the first on the list, so we started with you. Anyway, you're the Spooktacular. The Spooktacular is a showman. And so the abilities I've given you is you've got a show that's about making money, right? That's a casino. Your abilities are you put on a show. You can entertain people so they feel joy and forget their troubles. Say what you do and roll plus charm. If it's a pure performance, or plus weird if you add a pinch of magic. Uh, although you're... One moment. Sorry, I just noticed an error. And then you got easy going. You have the gift of being friendly and easy to chat to. You know, like a Twitch streamer. And then as for... I've given you a crowbar because, you know, being a retro gamer, I figured you might like Half-Life. Get that whole Gordon Freeman vibes going on. Although if you would prefer the baseball bat, I could give you that too. It's the same damage. Then we got the motorcycle and sidecar that every casino has on the display floor. And you've got a $100 bill that always finds its way back to you. Oh, you haven't played Half-Life? You probably should one of these days. It is a classic for a reason. And then I've given you the alternate weird move of empath, which means that you're really good at reading people. When you open up your brain to a person right in front of you, roll plus weird. Yeah, it just always finds its way back to you, magically. So you always have $100 to spend on something if you need it. You can use empath on anything with emotions, but the less human they are, the less safe it is for you. You on a 10 or more, you gain a clear impression of their current emotional state and intentions. Take +1 forward when acting on this knowledge, etc. Yeah, that's the ability empath. You think I did good for you? Awesome. Anyway, we're about to start on Belle Rose here, and that is going to be. I've just been thinking about it, and I don't think there's any way around doing the monstrous, which feels like a cop-out, but also I don't know how else to do a plant creature. Sounds like the kind of character you would have made. Yeah, I tried to base it off you as best I could based on my understanding of your character. Like, I'm sorry, this is a plant. It's going to be the monstrous. So... Also, let's shout out Belle Rose. Join us all in following Belle Rose VT on twitch.tv. So the monster is fun to play because you're half human, half monster. Decide if you were always this way or if you were originally human and transformed somehow. I'm guessing Belle was always part plant. Now decide if you were always fighting to be good or if you were evil and changed sides. Oh yeah, always a plant? I thought so. Define your monstrous breed by picking a curse, moves, and natural attacks. Create the monster you want to be. Whatever you choose defines your breed in the game. Some classic monsters with suggestions for picks. Blah, blah, blah. So, curses. We got to pick a curse. And since you're here, you can help with this. Feel free to weigh in. Feed. You must subsist on living humans. It might take the form of blood, brains, or spiritual essence, but it must be from people. You need to act under pressure to resist feeding whenever a perfect opportunity presents itself. You have a vulnerability. Pick a substance, like, I don't know, pesticide. You suffer +1 harm when you suffer harm from it. You like pure drive? One emotion rules you. Pick from hunger, hate, anger, fear, jealousy, greed, joy, pride, envy, lust, or cruelty. Whenever you have a chance to indulge that emotion, you must do so immediately or act under pressure to resist. What's the emotion you have in mind then? Hunger? Okay. So, always driven by hunger. I guess you can't just photosynthesize. No, you need meat. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You are a monstrous plant. I get it. So natural attack. Pick a base and add an extra to it or 2 bases. So we've got teeth, claws, magical force, life drain. Those are the bases. And I'm guessing since you're a carnivorous plant, you want Life Drain as your base. 1 harm, intimate, and Life Drain. Life Drain means you steal 1 health back from your opponent. So that means, okay, when you roll Kick Some Ass, no matter what, you and your opponent do damage to each other. That's just how Kick Some Ass works in Monster of the Week. So what Life Drain means is that you steal 1 point of health back from them. So they do 1 point of damage less to you. Life Drain and Teeth. Okay. You like Life Drain and Teeth. We can do that. And then you get all the basic moves to manipulate someone, act under pressure, help out, investigate a mystery, read a bad situation, kick some ass, protect someone, and use magic or whatever other move we give you. I don't know if, unless you know you're a magical creature, we'll probably give you something else. We'll get to that in a minute though. So moves, you get all the basic moves plus 2, more biological. Okay. See, I figured as much, and that's why I thought maybe we should think of something else for you. So you've got Immortal. You do not age or sicken, and whenever you suffer harm, you suffer 1 less harm. Unnatural Appeal. Roll plus Weird instead of plus Charm when you manipulate someone. Unholy Strength. Roll plus Weird instead of plus Tough when you kick ass. Incorporeal. You may move freely through solid objects, but not people. Preternatural Speed. You go much faster than normal people. When you chase, flee, or run, take plus 1 ongoing. Claws of the Beast. All your natural attacks get plus 1 harm. That one's a really good one. I know you have 2 different natural attacks. You've got either the Life Drain attack or the Teeth attack, which means that this could do up to 4 damage just like by default. That's a really good one. Mental Dominion. When you gaze into a normal human eyes and exert your will over them, roll plus Charm. On a 10 plus, hold 3. You like Unnatural Appeal? You get 2. So let's keep going here. When you exert your will over someone, roll plus Charm. You may spend your hold to give them an order. Regular people will follow your order, whatever it is. Hunters can choose whether or not they do. If they do, they mark experience. So that's really good, because you can give someone 3 orders on a really good roll, or just 1 order on a 7 to 9, which is more likely. Unquenchable Vitality. Whenever you have taken harm, you can heal yourself, roll plus Cool. On a 10 plus, heal 2 harm and stabilize your injuries. On a 7 to 9, heal 1 harm and stabilize your injuries. On a miss, your injuries worsen. Okay, I've seen this one has been played in a couple Monster of the Week games that I've seen. The person who has it usually just ends up being part of a slapstick comedy routine. Because like the fact that they can just heal most damage from most moves means that the game master can just hit them harder and it's fine. Which, I mean, hey, I was talking at the beginning of the stream about how to make a literally unkillable chosen one. So, so like, take that with a grain of salt, right? Like, take that how you will. But, all right. So you like slapstick, and you also wanted Unnatural Appeal. I'll follow your guidance since you're here. I don't think it would make sense for you to be able to fly. Something borrowed is always fun. Take a move from a Hunter playbook that is not currently in play. It's not a good starting ability because you don't necessarily know what everyone else has. If you're making your character before, like if you're making characters as a group, then it's easy to work with. If you're not, then it's harder, right? And since we don't know what group this is going to fit in yet, I'm just going to say something borrowed's not a good fit for a starter thing. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be one move. I've seen someone like every time they take an improvement, they switched out their something borrowed. And the game master let them do that. If you want, you can take a weapon. Either a 38 revolver, 9mm, magnum, shotgun, big knife, brass knuckles, sword, or huge sword. If you need, I think you're strong enough with your teeth that do 3 harm intimate and the life drain ability. No weapons for you? Yeah, that makes sense. So pronouns, what it's not listed here. What pronouns is Belle Rose working with? They. All right. Almost human, half human, monstrous. So we're just going to say part plants, sinister aura, powerful aura, dark aura, unnerving aura, energetic aura, evil aura, bestial aura, or let's see, you've got a what's the vibes of this guy? Weird aura. Is that okay? I can just write in weird aura. That's fine. Archaic clothes, casual clothes, ragged clothes, tailor clothes, stylish clothes, street clothes. I think again, plant clothes. And then for ratings, charm -1. Okay, so we didn't take. So we did take unnatural appeal, so you can roll weird instead of charm when you manipulate someone. So we don't need to worry about having a high charm score. Since you took unquenchable vitality, it would be better to have a high cool score. So I think what we should do is charm -2, cool +2, sharp 0, tough 0, weird +3. That gives you a really good starting cool skill. Charm, which you don't need. Sharp and tough are just basic. Hey, again, 0 sharp still gives you a slightly better than 50% odds to succeed on the roll. So you'll probably get to ask one question whenever you investigate a mystery or read a bad situation. Probably. I feel like there used to be one of these that was a weird +2 instead of a weird +3. They must have changed it. So -2, 2, 0, 0, and 3. Now, if you were to actually play this character, I would recommend the first chance you get, take the unholy strength improvement, roll +weird instead of +tough when you kick some ass, because that will let you roll with your +3 weird, just like you would for your charm. Anyway, so yeah, this is a pretty good, well-rounded character, though. You got your weird covering some of your bases. You got the ability to heal yourself. You got the ability to heal yourself. You bite. So yeah, pretty good character. And I think that's the end of it. Yep, that's the end of it. So let's look at the alternate weird moves and see if we can find one that fits you a bit better. We've got Empath, which is the one where you can kind of like Empath is the one where you like can read someone's basic thoughts and feelings if they're right in front of you. Illuminated, you have become enlightened and sometimes receive information telepathically from secret masters. You didn't take the Dark Master thing, so I don't know if that makes sense. No Limits is the one where you need to push your physical body past human limitations. Roll +weird. As a plant, I don't know if that makes sense. I'll trust your judgment, but past lives. When you open your brain to previous incarnations hoping to discover something, roll +weird. Sensitive. When you open up your brain to the local psychic environment, roll plus weird. Although you will find something important, it's not necessarily going to relate to your current concerns or the mystery that you're investigating right now. Trust your gut. When you consult your instincts about what to do next, roll plus weird. Your gut will point you somewhere important. Might not be related to the current mystery, but it will be important. Telekinesis. When you move something with your mind despite the pain, roll weird. This one will hurt you. This is a good one if you have like a reason to like, oh, my character is a telepath, but it will do damage to you every time you do it. You do have the ability, I think, on a 10 or more, to like, yeah, you can suffer one less harm. So like if you roll a 10 or more, you can choose two options. You can make sure that you don't suffer any harm. But other than that, you will take damage from that. Most of the weird moves seem to revolve around doing smart things. Yeah, weird science is no different. When you want to create or adapt a device to analyze or deal with a strange phenomenon, say what it will do and roll plus weird. And that's the last option. Now, honestly, I could make an argument for this one. You are a plant. I would assume you have the ability to like manipulate your like vines and flowers and stuff, right? I'm guessing. So I want to argue that you could like use your own body to make constructs, which would be a maybe not the intended use of weird science, but it would fit within the descriptions. When you want to create or adapt an advice to analyze or deal with a strange phenomenon, like you could potentially make. Okay, weird science requirements are it needs a rare and or weird material. So like if you're making the fruit yourself, again, covered, it won't be very reliable. It requires huge amounts of power of fuel. It will take a long time to get working. It won't work exactly as intended, or you'll need help. So like on 10 or more, you pick one requirement. On a 7 to 9, you pick one requirement, and the keeper picks one. So like, yeah, you'd need to like, yeah, these aren't on every single thing. Yeah, no, it's like every time it's gonna have one just little bit of a drawback. So like, I don't know, on a 10 or see, like I'm thinking, like if you wanted to make a fruit that gives someone like a specific that has like a specific purpose that like gives someone like super strength for 5 minutes or something, right? Then you could do that and then say it needs a rare and or weird material. So like you have to eat something to produce this specific fruit, right? It's a biochemical process that goes on within you. I think this works. I think this could work. Excuse me. Maybe not the intended use case, but it'll work. Yeah, it's either that or we just give you the basic weird move of use magic. Well, like you said, you're not really actually a magical creature. Excuse me. All right, and surprisingly, I thought you were going to be the last one. Someone else got one in at the exact like last minute. So we've actually got one more to go. And that is Megan Murphy, Murphy Pop, who has a like there's no lore or anything attached to this character. She just got like a little slime. Little slime guy she uses when she does art streams. Yeah. Hasn't streamed in a while. Wait, is that? I may have the wrong account. One moment. That's what she is on most social media. Oh, whoops. It's Murphy Pop Arts. um, oh well, I just gave a shout out to some random user then. Okay, well, my bad. Anyway, in the meantime, we can start picking a playbook. She's just like a little slimy guy. Or girl, I guess. A little slime character who does art. So let's see what. I know she is on a Monster of the Week podcast called the $2 Creature Feature, and she is played as a flake, and she is played as a monstrous. But as for her current character, what would be for that little slime character? What would be a good? See, the cool thing though is that we can kind of just make up whatever we want because she doesn't have lore. Though she does have different outfits. Maybe we can get some inspiration from that. So we got this like spooky kind of ritual looking version of the character, little witch version of the character, and I guess a Christmas version. If she's a witch, though. Oh, I know what we can do. Okay, I've had someone play a constructed like this before. So the constructed is a literal construct, like a golem. There we go. That's the right person. Anyway, so the constructed is like a golem type character. I've had someone play a constructed, and they were like a living body of clay, like just unmolded clay that they could manipulate into any shape they wanted. So I think we could do the same thing with the constructed, but it's a slime. Let's see. Yeah, I like this. I like this. I think we can make this work. So you get all the basic moves and 3 constructed moves. You get these 2. Inhuman. You have a hard time understanding human behavior, mannerisms, and emotions. When making a move relying on social intelligence, take -1. If people don't get you either, other hunters suffer a -1 if they try to manipulate you. So that's the trade-off. Like, you are not as good at relying on social intelligence, so you have an extra -1 to probably any manipulate someone roll, unless you were just like threatening them. But hunters also suffer a -1 to try and manipulate you. You do get 10 harm boxes instead of 7 and do not become unstable due to damage. So that's cool. And you recharge. You may repair yourself by immersing yourself into a source of your animating force, but it's dangerous. Roll plus weird. And a 10 plus, heal 3 harm, and I have it 7 to 9, heal 2. On a 6 or less, the energy overwhelms you, which never ends well. So, like that guy, what was... I think everyone just called the character Claydad. So Claydad was literally just a construct of clay, right? He had like a core, but his body was clay. And so if he found more clay, he could heal himself. Everyone loved Claydad. Claydad was awesome. That was one of the best games I ever participated in, and it was a one-shot. But I mean, hey, if you all can agree with that, right? Though, if you had a character who everyone just called Claydad, then anyway, yeah. So we need to. This one is unfortunately not a form fillable, but that's fine. Let's see. So does she have detachable parts? Mystic focus. Your body acts as a magical focus and can count as a requirement for use magic or big magic. Hide in plain sight. If you hold still, you appear to be a statue. Nobody will pay any special attention to you. I like Mystic Focus. I think it means that we have to leave her with use magic, but that's fine. Actually, no, we don't. Because it can work for big magic, and anyone who doesn't have the use magic move can still perform big magic. If they want to use magic, then it functions like big magic. So anyone can still do big magic. Just if you have the use magic move, you're better at it. Let's see. Large weapons. Pick one. Sledgehammer, big sword, big handgun, poleaxe. Sledgehammer. We're giving her a sledgehammer because it's funny. Actually, I think they changed this. Okay, so the constructed playbook when I was in that game, it was a community playbook at the time. You had to roll charm on hide in plain sight. You are bad at charm, and there is no way for you to be good at charm. Exactly. You get it. You get it. Like you have no way to be good at charm. Like you're gonna have a 0 charm. That's as high as it goes. And you had to roll charm to hide in plain sight. So that's a bit different now, which honestly is better. I think this actually makes the move good. Not having to roll for it makes it like really, really good. Just not for this character. And then your body pick 2. I think let's give her the 1 armor. You've already got a sledgehammer. Why do you need another weapon? You have 1 armor. Boom. Perfect. And then it is weird that you only get 1 move. I think that's a change because I remember that at the time, I think they had the Mystic Focus and Hide in Plain Sight. And of course, they never succeeded on... Claydad never once succeeded on Hide in Plain Sight. Let's see. Man-shaped, woman-shaped, monstrous-shaped, neuter-shaped, or blank-shaped. That's sort of woman-shaped, I guess. I don't know. It's sort of humanoid, but it doesn't really have a gender. That I would necessarily just, like, associate it with. I mean, I know I know Megan, so like that's complicating things, but like I think I'm just gonna say neuter shaped, not new. That's so weird phrasing. Why can't we just say neutral shaped? Clay body, wood body, stone body, metal body, plastic body, robot body, slime body. Why is that so big? Probably because of the last time I used it. Trench coat, hat and toga, servant's livery, lab coat, hooded cloak, work clothes, casual wear, fine clothes, naked, is mostly naked. Does have hats, but that's separate. You know, I'm just gonna say it. Hats. And ratings. Let's go ahead and choose our stats. Charm -1, cool +2, sharp -1, tough +2, weird 0. So we did choose the mystic focus thing, so I think we should be good at weird. So what are our options for that? We've either got a weird +2 or a weird +1. Let's see. Charm 0. Ooh, this is the one with 0 charm. Cool +1, sharp -1, tough +2, weird +1. Or charm -1, cool +1, sharp +1, tough +2. Nope, that's the wrong one. Charm -1, cool -1, sharp 0, tough +2, weird +2. I kind of want to do this one. Let's see. So charm 0. And then we need to make these big again. So charm 0, cool 1. Sharp -1. Tough 2. And weird 1. Boom. Construct. Oh, we're not done yet. Okay. There is a force that gives you life, which cannot harm you. You do not eat, breathe, drink, or heal naturally. Instead, you repair yourself with your recharge move. Pick an energy type. Alchemy. Makes sense. We're sludge. Boom. Purpose. You were created to serve a function. Pick one. All your attacks do 1 harm. You get +1 when you protect someone. You give +2 bonus when helping out. Or take a move from another playbook. So, again, this one's kind of hard to use because you can't take a move from an active playbook. That's just kind of a hard rule, whether they say it or not. Let's see. Protect someone is tough. I kind of like the idea of do +1 when you protect someone. Because help out is cool. We could be better at cool. No, we're as good at cool. No, never mind. We could be +2 cool. I feel like that would be the assistant one. This is better for our current build, which is where we're good at tough. We've got a bit of a spread between cool and weird. Why are you no longer serving that function? Your history options overlap with these, so check those to help you decide. Creator died, creator set you free, creator discarded you as a failure, buried for many years, who found you, killed your creator, you ran away. Oh, there you go. Just play as Shale from Dragon Age Origins. You ran away, you were lost in the war, who were you fighting? Broken but now restored. Who fixed you? Let's say creator set you free. And then someone else can deal with the why. Megan can deal with the why when she decides to play this character. All right. Now I think we're done. And part of the reason why is because the history is a thing that you determine with the group. So, like, if this is supposed to tie into the history, then we need to let the group decide the history, right? But we are done. Let's go ahead and save this out. Well, that's all the playbooks. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. This was a lot of fun. As long as I can edit a good video out of this, I'm probably going to do more of these, starting with City of Mist, which is like my favorite RPG of all time. It's also incredibly versatile and lets you make literally any kind of detective you can imagine with any type of superpowers. Like, just, you are a detective and you have whatever tools you can imagine that your character might have at their disposal. Stuff from their dark past that comes into play, that's how they can use it for their investigation now. Some special training they have, use it for the investigation. They realized that they were actually King Arthur, use it for the investigation. It is that kind of game. It is literally my favorite RPG. Although Otherscape, which is like a cyberpunk version of City of Mist, yeah, I love that game so much. I'm probably gonna do it next. It is so much. It is like one of the most versatile Powered by the Apocalypse games out there. Like, Otherscape literally did away with the moves. Can you throw coins like Zenigata? Is that the Lupin the Third guy? I don't remember him throwing coins. Is that the investigator or the partner? You know what? I was getting ready to go raid someone, but I'm gonna look this up now. Yeah, okay, that's the police officer. Throws coins. I mean, you have $100 bill that you throw, so. You can throw $100 coin. I think that's not a thing. Anyway. Let me go look for someone to raid out to. I think it's too late to start Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Part 2 tonight, considering that I usually end around 10 o'clock. Also, it started storming again, so my internet might go down. Let's see, who's live? It's been raining a lot lately. You know, I guess the plants need it. Let's see, we got Colin Parker. He's playing Repo, or he's about to start. We got someone playing Splatoon 3. Icewith has consumed her, it's hot where you're at? I'm sorry. Icewith is continuing her Dragon Age Inquisition stream. Hero, is that the end of the list? Not quite. A lot of people playing Repo. It's almost like everyone likes that game. Do you have someone playing Split Fiction? All right, are you guys in the mood for Repo, Split Fiction, or Dragon Age? Because it looks like those are our options. Split fiction? All right. All right. So we're going to be rating a fellow sludge. Before you forget, you need to say models very. Oh, thank you. I'm not trying to be like cute necessarily, but you know, it is what it is. I've been told I'm very mascot core. All right. Anyway, so we are about to raid out to Hero Senpai. If you have never participated in an Omammer raid before, here is the raid phrase. Posting it in chat now. Just go ahead and copy that and be prepared to paste it in his chat when we get there. And he is currently playing Split Fiction with Nixie Crimson. I don't actually know who that is. I guess we're about to learn. Anyway, tomorrow night, I'll probably resume Metal Gear Solid 3, finally. I know, Deca, that's what you're here for if you're still here. Sorry, this went on longer than I thought it would tonight, but you know, it's fine. It was fun. We had fun. I had fun doing this. I think it's going to make a fun video. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow night, hopefully, maybe. Or next time I do this. Anyway, bye.